So, I've been running some experiments on making my own lapping compound, and so this is sort of a concoction. It's ultimately quarter micron, 0.25 quarter, right, micron diamonds, but I'm working on the delivery, and the idea is something a lot of people have been complaining about: the pastes, how the pastes are hard to use, and the pastes create this problem, and the pastes do this, and the pastes do that, and they're too waxy, and they're too difficult to get out of the bore. So I thought, why not try and save customers some money by, I apologize, shaking this, I'm sure is shaking the camera mount. Try and save customers some money and give them a product that they seem to like more by making something that sort of meets my own specifications. And credit to Hive Mind Airsoft. I'll put some links and shit down in the description. It was in conversations with that this idea really came up. But, yeah, so I'm shaking this bottle up because obviously the sediments settle, so unlike a tube of paste where it can just sit mixed forever, this, you want to shake it up thoroughly before you use it, and you got to get the concentration right, otherwise you clog up the nozzle. But here's where it gets interesting. So instead of having stuff that you have to wipe on as a paste, this you spray on. So you may be wondering what a knife and the wood are doing here. I usually test my compounds that I use for this on blades, so I'll strop with them first. So because I have a lot more experience stropping than lapping bores, I can do that and get a pretty good idea how this cuts, what kind of finish it produces, you know, what its cut rate is like, and so from there I can then before I move to barrel bores, where it's a lot of work to do a bore, and then you have to cut it open, and then you have to photograph it just so, and this and that, whereas with a blade it's much easier. I can just do it, couple strokes, throw it under a loop, or under one of my scopes, and just like that I'm probably shaking this more than I need to, but I don't want to let it sit, so I have to sort of stall while I'm talking here. And so I can sort of see how it performs a lot more quickly, a lot more easily, and without eating through barrels, before I finally decide I'm satisfied with something. So I mean, the basic idea is you mix diamonds, or in this case it's diamonds, with a liquid, but I'm messing around with different delivery substrates to sort of get an optimal result. Thus far, I'm not satisfied with what I've seen from other compounds, so I'm still experimenting here. But this is just supposed to be an update that a fix like this is potentially coming. And the advantage is that when you're ready to apply it, you just spray your diamonds on, just like that. And usually it's best to let it dry. I should have done this Julia Child style, where I could have said, and here's the one I've been working on this whole time. But because I have one that was the last mixture that was upstairs. But yes, so it will dry, and then just basic stropping. So far I'm getting a very fine finish, but in this case it causes the grain to swell, obviously. I'm not entirely satisfied with particulate dispersion. Fortunately, thus far, nozzle clogging has been a non-issue in this, and I guess I'll just keep going, keep experimenting. The diamonds are actually relatively expensive, so I'm also casting around for a compound, because we're not trying to work down carbides in these bores. I'm also experimenting with other particulates we can use in this to get this down. And yeah, I know, to this camera it probably looks like I just sprayed some wetness on this and you got nothing. But, let me see if you can hear this. It's got ever so faint a, sort of different sound from the wood. And you can see, actually, there is something there, and it is cutting. So, this doesn't dirty as quickly as other strops, because obviously 1/4 micron diamond doesn't cut as quickly as, say, 1 micron diamond or 10 micron diamond. But that's the basic idea. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is the update. And again, you know where the thread is. Post it up. What your experience with the lapping kits as you get them have been. The version 2, the Gen 2 of the lapping kits has been released. Again, without fanfare. No, that's Gen 1. Where's Gen 2? There it is. Gee, I got grinder crap on it. So you can see here just some of the probes. I have dirty ones stored elsewhere, obviously, but you can see all that changes. We switch to 6 panels instead of 6 panels to a tier instead of 4, which gives you a little bit better cutting action, because in some of them people were getting cut on just part of each panel. So now each panel is independent. Well, I mean, each panel always was independent, but now each panel is narrower. So you get a more effective cut, and you can more accurately respond to dimples and such in the bore, which I was actually surprised. I pulled open one of the EVAPORATE, however you pronounce it, one of their Matrix Angel custom bullshit branded barrels, and actually found a little worn down dimple of sorts. You know who you are who donated that barrel, by the way, because I wouldn't have bought it, and thank you for that. That was actually a good learning experience, a surprising learning experience, pulling that open. It was one of the few times I was really excited, because I thought I finally had found a barrel with a real significant plastic deposit in it, and I could pull it open and show everyone, this is why you need to clean your barrels, because this happens, because it was a visible black spot looking down the barrel. And I cracked it open and found that what actually was in there was a dimple of sorts, a protrusion, a little mountain, I guess, inside the barrel that presumably each BB going by had caught on. And actually, while the barrel surface itself was pretty gross, that spot had created a pinch of sorts where the BBs had actually, what's the word? Burnished it down just slightly. So that was interesting, to say the least. Yep, anyway, I'll keep experimenting with this, and I'll keep you guys updated. But this is a relatively clean, easy, good process. And I'm not sure how well it's showing up, but hopefully it's not showing my face, actually, now that I think about it. But this is rather reflective edge. And I think I like this a little bit better. I might add more to it. Anyway, I'm going to keep messing with the recipe until I get it right, and then I'm probably going to switch to something other than diamonds and have to start over again. But thanks for watching, guys.